live on the good YouTube. What's up, y'all? We're live on the good YouTube. It's your boy Clay Kane, Sirius XM Urban View Channel 126, and my co-host Reecie Colbert. If you are a new subscriber, it is great to have you. Reecie and I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, on or off if we can. We rock it on these airways, but you want to subscribe to Sirius XM if you want to get the full conversation, the full dish. You can listen to it on the app, listen to it in your car, whatever it is. And Reecie Colbert, your show airs Saturdays at 2 p.m., correct?
Yes, honey. On this same channel, Sirius XM Urban View, and my YouTube channel is Black Women Views. All right.
Exactly. And listen, if you are going to be in the Houston, Texas area on October 11th, get your tickets for Clay and Reecie Live Beyond the Mic in Houston, Texas. Our Maryland show, I think there's one ticket available, but Houston's going to be fire. It's our next show. It is 3 days before Reecie Colbert's birthday. So get your tickets. Get your tickets. It's going to be a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to cackle. We might have a surprise guest. It's going to be fire. We can't wait. And Reecie, in case folks are new listeners, tell them about Clay and Reecie Live Beyond the Mic.
Clay and Reecie Live Beyond the Mic is a fun, interactive experience with the two of us and the crowd. We have segments like Am I Trippin', which is the card game that I created, which is interactive. We bring people on stage to give their Am I Trippin' scenarios. We also have Black Trivia Quiz, which is something that Clay has created, and we play a portion of it with my Sounds About Right game twist. And we have a Q&A. Also, for Houston in particular, if you are single and ready to mingle, honey,
Single.
we are going to have purple wristbands. It is optional. It's opt-in. You don't have to do it. No
Yes.
pressure, honey. But if you are single, ready to mingle, and a lot of single tickets have been purchased, then you can wear a purple wristband just to signal to people like, hey, how you doing? I'm in here. So go ahead. If you see a purple wristband, buy a drink at the bar and, get your little rap on. Okay.
And it's a Black-owned venue, the Community Collective of Houston. So it's going to be a good time. And for the single people, listen, and make sure you're single now. Don't be like, well, I think I'm single.
Yeah.
Make sure you're single. Make sure you're single. It's going to be a good time. We might have some fun during the Q&A to really get the single people out. So it might be it's going to be a good time. So I'm super excited for that. It's going to be some joy. So yeah, Clay and Reecie Live Beyond the Mic, and we do a meet and greet as well.
Yes,
It's a full
yes.
experience. Yeah,
No
it's a
charge for the
full
meet and greet. The ticket
no
includes a
charge.
meet and greet. All you have to do is be willing to wait. Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. You got to be willing to wait. It's a little bit of a wait. But it's definitely a good time. All right, so we were talking about what went down on cable news yesterday. The conversation with the young man Adam Mockler. Hope I'm saying his name right,
Uh-huh,
and really
uh-huh.
pointing out that there has to be a discussion around the prevalence of white male shooters. That before we
Mhm.
make it about Republican or Democrat or left or right, that we consistently see these disturbing numbers. The majority of these mass shootings happen to be white men. And we just want to know why aren't we having that discussion? And that young white dude pointed that out. Let's go to a couple calls here because folks are waiting. Let's see here. Let's go over to Melinda from Maryland, first time caller. What's up, Melinda?
Hey, how you doing, Clay? I'm all
Hey,
nervous. I told them I'm 76, but I'm a bright
Oh,
76.
I know
I know
that's
that's
Um,
right.
right.
Let me say, Adam was phenomenal. Abby was. I'm sorry, they need somebody like really Reecie. I mean, Lord, you can't use the same language, but they need. I think you would have shut Ben down because he got on my nerves. I mean, I was getting a headache. I needed some Tylenol. Um, but he was terrible, and Abby was sitting in there, not stopping anybody, not anything. She just was sitting there. And I know I have to get off quick, so I want to say this. First of all, I say, Clay, you are some kind of sharp. The first time I ever saw you, I was like, damn, he is good looking. And Reecie, you
Mhm.
are beautiful. You are beautiful.
Thank
My
you.
only thing about you is that I can't tell you when to use the fuck words. And my baby used to say, Auntie, that's a bad word. I said, yes, it is. I said, but she doesn't like Donald Trump. She said, and my baby said, Donald Trump is stupid. I said, yeah, so we can listen to her bad words, okay? But don't say them. I said, look, don't say them around mommy. And don't say them around anybody else. Because she said, Reecie said, fuck. I said, yes, she did. But that's okay. Because she don't like Donald Trump either. But you all are fabulous. You are wonderful. You're one of you're the people that keep me sane. And because I'm older, and I'm like, dang, they're ruining the world before I can die in happiness.
Oh.
I mean, they're really screwing up everything. This is ridiculous, and they're taking everybody off the TV who could fight and not let that girl that was on there. She was horrible. Ben was ridiculous. He yelling over everybody. She could not make it. Abby couldn't get him to shut up. She had to keep asking him. It was terrible. I mean, the whole. I think she's a beautiful, probably a sweet young woman, but she just can't control her program. She can't. I was trying to.
I mean, listen, thank you for your call, Melinda. Appreciate you. Listen, cable news, they're having some meltdowns. Their ratings aren't doing well. The days of just having, one or two people and a host babbling out facts and data, I guess people don't want to see that anymore. So they'd rather hear emotional talk show-like conversations. And, we just got to decide. And I will say this, Abby's show does well in the ratings. It does. So part of it is we have to turn the mirror on ourselves. Why does this do well? When I was on cable news, I mean, when I first started going on, you would never have somebody on that would say that, I don't know, vaccines caused autism.
Yeah.
That was that kind of like wild conspiracy theory stuff. You wouldn't have that on. But now hearing the conspiracy theory is hearing the other side.
That's true.
So I don't know. It is what it is. But I'm not a producer, and all love to Abby. I've met her, and I don't know. It is what it is. And I want to show some more of this data, Reecie, that I think, again, important to talk about. So I don't know how much y'all can see it on the screen, but just going off what Adam Mockler said about the young white men. I mean, this here, it says that they don't have it broken down by male or female, but white Americans commit 53% of the mass shootings between 1966 and 2024. Across all racial groups, 98% of mass shooters are male. 98%. Black Americans committed 21% of all targeted mass public shootings. Again, not broken down, probably is a bit similar, but 53%. That's the majority. And that's what that young man was talking about. No one's talking about.
Yeah.
So until we deal with that, we are in a tough space. We're in a tough space, Reecie.
Yeah. But I think that's by design. I think that, there's a comfort with white violence in this country. This country was built on white violence. Let's just be honest. And that's why when the whole shooter was identified for Charlie Kirk, it went from vengeance and fight back to thoughts and prayers, because it's like, oh, okay, well, next, I think that there's just too much comfort with it. And that is not just structural. That's something that there is a feeling, I think, of safety in the fact that you do have people who will turn the fuck up. Hello, they will turn up. And people want to reserve that turn up for don't tread on me, don't take my guns and all that shit. They think that, it's worth these casualties so that when the time comes to turn up, we all set over here. So I think that's really part of why there isn't more of a desire to tackle what we're seeing in terms of the where this violence is coming from, the root of it, and then the proliferation of guns, because people just want to reserve the right to have their guns. They want to reserve the right to, be able to fight back. And that's just really what it boils down to.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's go over to, where are we? Let's go over to Mark from Ohio, first-time caller. What's up, Mark?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey.
the Adam person, Adam, I didn't catch his last name, but person on
Mockler.
CNN yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ironically, I just used that word with somebody else I had a conversation with on yesterday as well, without knowing he was saying it. But the radicalization, that I think that hit the nail out of everything that was said. To me, that stuck out because, like with Charlie Kirk, I do believe that he was one of the people that would go into certain groups, that demographic of the young white male, like going to these different colleges, and I feel like creating new. Uh, I don't want to be offensive, but like the whole mass shooters and how people go and how the young white male creates this anarchy that they're creating.
You're breaking up, but I think you're
Mm-hmm.
saying what Adam was saying on CNN. Just
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be handled, whether it's being radicalized through social media or whatever the case may be. That it's important that they deal with it. And if they don't want to deal with it, the same thing's going to keep on happening. That's kind of what it is. They want to deal with black on black crime, quote unquote. I hate that term. They want to bring in the National Guard. They want to do this. They want except for wraparound services. Except for giving DC the $1.1 billion that House Republicans are blocking. So when it comes to actual services, because in many ways poverty creates crime, don't want to do all that, so there's that. Just talk about it, just rhetoric, and make it sound like there's the black folks who are inherently violent and inherently uncivilized and so on and all that bullshit when you create crime in proximity to where you live. Complaining about it is better than actually having a solution, kind of like immigration when they had that conservative immigration bill last year, but they didn't want to pass it. But
but I cannot emphasize enough. I don't think it's enough to just say social media. We have to be very, very clear, because social media is not organic anymore. Social media is curated. If I want to put it nicely, I would say manipulated is probably more accurate to shrink the world that we experience on social media. And it shrinks more and more based on what you interact with, and what you interact with tends to be things that get people going, things that are provocative. Charlie Kirk was Charlie Kirk because of the investment, not because he was some savant and he was, he had just this super compelling message in and of itself that, independent of millions of dollars behind him, was just, oh, he's so fucking charming. He's going to go in here and he's going to convince people. No, there was an investment. There's a structure. There's an infrastructure behind what he did. And there is an infrastructure behind the social media that we experience. If I pick up Clay's phone, I'm sure I would see everything completely opposite than what I see. And if somebody picks up my phone, you probably would be like,
you would see the Golden Girls and Patti LaBelle videos.
Yeah. No, and my Instagram feed is like hair videos, makeup. You would think that I was just a beauty influencer based on what,
I have mean cat videos on my Instagram. I like cats attacking people. That makes
what, Clay, I got on my feed all of a sudden is white men twerking. I'm like, now I don't like, there's one white man that be shaking his ass. And I was like, okay, he could twerk better than me. And now every white man on Instagram that could twerk is in my algorithm. And so I point that out to point the disproportionate things that I'm shown compared to what I'm actually interested in. I'm not actually interested in these things to the extent that it is fed to me. But that's how social media works. And so that's why we can't just say, oh, it's social media. Oh, it's this person. We have to recognize the structure behind it and the fact that we do not have an alternative. We ain't even working on an alternative. The Dems will say, oh, we're trying to put together an influencer program. That is thinking way, way, way too small. It is still thinking way too small. And they talking about a couple $1,000s here and there. I don't know if you remember the thing going viral about Chorus and that hit piece on Chorus. And these people was getting $8,000 a month or however much.
I heard about that.
Yeah. And it was like a little fellowship and people was freaking out. 8,000 that's a drop in the bucket to what they really need to be investing to really counter that infrastructure. And That's why we're going to continue to see this.
And it's also the delusion of it all. And it's the other
Mhm.
side of it all. And it's the false equivalencies of it all, right?
Mhm,
I want to
mhm.
play this clip of this caller named Betty on PBS, a 96-year-old Republican. And I want you to hear what she said.
You said how
Check
many?
this
You
out.
said you didn't say 96, did you?
96 years old, according to
96.
PBS. I want you to listen to this. Check this out.
I've never called before, but I just wanted to make two statements. I'm 96 years old. I've lived in this world for a long time. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republican. They all tell fibs. But when are the people of the United States of America going to start standing up for God? Do you think that our Lord wants these children to be starving? And Mr. Trump, I am so very disappointed in you. I voted for you, and you have just turned us into a bunch of hateful, mean, horrible people. And it's just, I know we've got too many immigrants in this country, but my goodness, we don't have to be mean to them. That's not what this country is built on. I probably won't be here for the next election, but my goodness, I'll never, ever vote Republican, and I've been voting for 80 years. Never
Stop.
missed a.
See, this is part of never missed an election. You hear that, Reecie? Never missed an
Mhm.
election. So it's one thing she votes, but with all due respect to her, that's part of the problem. People were acting like Trump is brand new.
Yeah.
People were acting like Trump happened in a vacuum. First of all, he was president before, screwed
Yes.
up the economy,
Hello.
mismanaged COVID,
Yeah.
unemployment rate would skyrocket. But from what we've seen in our history, Republicans screw up the economy and Democrats have to clean it up. And
Mhm.
that's the issue, that we got to stop thinking that all this madness is just the MAGA Republicans. No, it's
Mhm,
not.
mhm. Yeah.
It's been around for a very, very long time. And you would think folks would have a wake-up call. You would think it wouldn't take a second term, running for president 3 times, not doing one debate with your fellow Republicans during the primaries last time. Not doing one. But you're saying that, oh, this is what he's turned us into. No, respectfully to the 96-year-old, you are part of the group that turned us into this.
That's
Trump
right.
is the hate that Republicans created.
Mhm,
And all
mhm.
those voters or those non-voters, you co-sign this bullshit.
Mhm.
I know he's a liar, but he said tariffs from hell. He said more and more tariffs.
He did.
At one point, he said mass deportation. He
He sure
accused
did.
Haitian immigrants of eating cats and dogs.
And
We
did
don't
that.
have to be mean to them. He separated his administration, separated parents from their kids in the first
Mhm.
administration.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And there are some who were never reportedly reunited with their parents.
Mhm.
Like this whole delayed reaction for humanity, I just don't get it. And y'all are shocked. This is the sequel, goddammit.
For
This
real.
is
What
like
the
Friday the 13th, the sequel. How many more do y'all need? How many more? So this is the massive delusion that we're in. So I don't like Trump at any way, shape, or form, but he got there because y'all decided to reelect him. When he insulted John McCain and said,
Mhm.
I prefer heroes who have not been captured, that should have been the deal breaker, because he never served. Alleged bone spurs. Exactly. Richard Nixon, Barry Goldwater, who thank God lost. Bush vetoes the 1990 Civil Rights Act.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Bush, his son, uses the Voting Rights Act against a black man. We had never seen that before. A man named Ike Brown. Like, this is Katrina.
Yeah.
Iraq, Afghanistan. What is it going to take for y'all to wake up? He only gets in power because you let him get in power and you let other folks get in power. And even when he's gone, that ideology isn't going to go anywhere because y'all continue to co-sign it. Because you believe, oh, we're both the same and we all lie. Spare me with that bullshit. Go ahead, Reecie Colbert.
You know, the thing about Donald Trump is that he was picked precisely because of his hatefulness. Republicans had the choice to get Donald Trump's policies from people who still hateful, but not as abrasive and not as overt as Donald Trump. And hell, even Nikki Haley lost to bumblefuck, uncommitted, or whoever in Nevada when Trump wasn't on the ballot in that one. So this is the entire reason why Donald Trump is president from the MAGA side, because they could have had his policies without his delivery. So she can put the old sweet little old granny voice on, stand in the fact that you a hateful old ass bitch, and that's why you voted for Donald Trump. But you just maybe ain't as hateful as as how far he's taken it. But there was definitely some hate there for you to have voted for him because you knew what the hell you was getting to. Like you said, this ain't even the sequel. This is 3.0. Okay. Right. You voted for Trump Crow, which is hateful. You voted for meanness. So now you want to try to backtrack and sweet old lady, and I don't know about this. Yeah, okay. Some of y'all bit off more than you could chew. Maybe you was looking for like half a hate, and now you got the full Monty. Okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, stand on the permission slip, stand on the what you've unleashed, and what, to your point, Clay, you are very, very much a part of. You don't get to backtrack now. Now, like she said, you may not be here in 4 years, but your ass will be here. Hopefully, if you never vote Republican, so hopefully you'll be here next year. Stand on that next year, and then maybe go talk, sweet little granny. Go talk to your grandkids and your great grandkids and your great kids, because they all fucking probably vote too, like your ass has been voting for 80 years. And go tell them that, you know what, we need to change course. This is too much, even for me. And at 80 years old, I know she done seen some shit. I know she done probably been in some shit.
No, 96 years old, she said. 96.
Oh Lord. Okay, so girl, you know what type of time it is. So I'm not buying the sweet little granny act. But you know what? A win is a win. Okay, if you never Republican now, I'll take it in the next election. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody said she's trying to get to heaven.
Look, I ain't gonna condemn nobody to heaven or hell. Nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's between you and Jesus. But I'm just telling you, stand on your hateful old ass business, okay? And now
I will be done. Give us a little Mahalia, Reecie.
The trouble of the world. Yeah, look. Okay, this is not Imitation of Life, honey. This is not Imitation of Life. Nobody comment. But Haley is not gonna be there, honey. The trumpets is not gonna be there. The dove's not gonna be there. Do right with the time you have left. Do right with the time that you have left. But don't try to gaslight like, oh, I don't know, he tricked me. No, he ain't trick your ass. You knew what the fuck was up. You knew what time it was. But okay, it's never too late to get right with the Lord. It's never too late to repent and atone. Yes. Okay, yes, but Lord. I'm still gonna call you out. You can get right, but we still gonna call a spade a spade. Okay.
Y'all keep commenting on Reecie Colbert's look. She a married woman. Everybody say Reecie's so fine. Reecie looking so good. Everybody just saying it.
Look, I put on a full face of makeup, so I deserve a little compliment. So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all see me? Y'all see me?
Someone said she's old enough to have had a picnic at a lynching.
Hello. Talking
about
what's
so funny when if you see those lynching photos, and they're so hard to look at. There are kids in those photos, and it'll be like lynching 1955. And I'm thinking those kids could very much still be alive in those photos.
Yeah.
I mean, they could very much still be kicking and vote in a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What happened to the rapture? We're supposed to have a rapture. Did you hear about it?
I'm still here,
All right, Tisha.
here,
Tisha
here.
Campbell.
Are we left behind? Is that a good thing? Are we the left
Look,
behind people?
when I kept hearing the rapture, I thought it was
Caught up in the
a
rapture.
re-release of Anita Baker's album. That's what I thought.
I know.
Caught up in the rapture.
No, I love me some Anita. I know that Anita, she controversial, but I still like I'll see with Anita Baker. Yeah.
I just want to know what happened to the rapture. He was coming down. I just don't. Is Liberty University still kicking even with the rapture? Like I just want to know.
Maybe this is hell. We just don't realize
Oh,
it. We're in a simulation or something. But yeah.
right. Yeah. Oh, the link up to purchase my book. Absolutely. I appreciate the ask. Listen, you could purchase my book, Burn Down Master's House. Let me tell you something. This book is a rapture in many ways.
Okay. Setting it off.
I am setting it off. I'm not playing with the rapture at all. I'm serious about it. For the folks who don't know, it's historical fiction. It's based on real people who fought back against the institution of slavery. Somebody said, and I'm sure it wasn't a mean comment or anything like that, but I just want to say there have been some early reviews, I should say, that claim the book is revenge fantasy. This book is not revenge fantasy.
Yeah.
This book is based on real people. Enslaved people did kill their masters. Despite what you heard Kanye West say, enslaved people fought back. Despite what you heard Florida Governor Ron DeSantis say, that enslaved people did not feel like there were personal benefits to slavery, whether it was fire, whether it was poison, whether it was an axe. I'm not some black version of Quentin Tarantino or Martin Scorsese. Isn't some revenge fantasy. It's historical fiction in the realm, in the way of, Arna Bontemps or Margaret Walker or Richard Wright. But I just want to, and it wasn't totally rude, but this isn't a fantasy. I mean, look at what Nat Turner did. Brother wasn't playing.
But
So
even if it was, what's the problem? Like Inglourious Bastards, was that not revenge fantasy? Like
exactly, but this is based on real people who lived.
Right.
And at the end of the book, I have a author's note that shows all the research that I did. So I just want to say, no, it's not revenge fantasy. It's not revenge porn or anything like that. It's historicized fiction. But even the stories where I didn't know what happened at the end, I could still go to a news article and see how an enslaved person, I'll just say, went to work. You know what I'm saying? Went to work. But y'all can pre-order Burn Down Master's House now. I'm super, super excited. The pre-orders, the more pre-orders I have, the more they'll have the book available on shelves.
More
rather.
widely, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could do Amazon if you'd like. I know not everybody wants to do Amazon. I do encourage Barnes & Noble. They're really great. And pre-order the book wherever books are sold. And I'm trying to get the link up right here. I'm so sorry. I should have it. If you want to get a signed copy of the pre-order, you can go to strandbooks.com. That's STRAND books.com, strandbooks.com to get a signed copy of the book. And listen, my girl Reecie Colbert, she is going to be doing the New York book launch in January. She's going to she'll be doing a few of the book launches for me. So I'm super excited about it. And Reese's got an advanced, what they call ARC copy of the book. So it's a good time. So I'm super excited. Burn Down Master's House.
Burn it down. And I love that you coined the term for the title as you were promoting the grift. So like for people who felt like you should do the grift 2.0, it's like, listen, we doing a little different, but it's still like the energy of like, look, let's speak truth. Let's rewind and let's retell what happened in a way that actually adds accuracy to how these stories have been told before.
And that matters. That matters in this moment, because if they teach you that there's no point in resisting because you'll lose, you won't resist. I want y'all to see what resistance looks like. I want y'all to see what fighting back looks like when they had nothing, when all they had
Yeah.
were master's tools. So
Yeah.
if we can see what a fight looks like, hey, in many ways, this book is a protest novel. So yeah, burn it down, burn it down. The book will be available on audio. I'm recording the audio actually next week, but the pre-order
Yes,
for audio
honey.
isn't available just yet. Harriet Books is really incredible. You can buy from bookshop.org as well. You could pre-order from various Black bookstores as well. But Strand Books is an independent bookseller that began in 1927. They're doing a special pre-order, signed, autographed by me, for the first 1,000 customers when the book comes out in January. So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Can I say a quote that comes to mind too about the importance of it? It's Zora Neale Hurston. If you're silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it. And when you've had Kanye West say slavery was a choice, when you've had the curriculum be rewritten and being taught nationwide that that enslaved people were workers, and that they picked up valuable skills. They brought their technology and their ingenuity to this country. Their ingenuity built this country, not the other way around. Okay. It's really, really important that we clear the record. And I shouldn't say we, I say you. It's really important that you correct the record that they were not silent, they were not docile, and they didn't enjoy it.
Yes,
and they
didn't enjoy
resisted. And they fought. Like it's crazy to have to say that they
Right.
didn't enjoy it, but there's a particular reason why Donald Trump wanted that image, or demanded that image of the famous formerly enslaved person, Gordon. I forget, did he have a last name? I just know Gordon.
I think it's just Gordon from what we
Just
know.
Gordon.
Of.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they wanted the brutality of that image to be erased, because they want to make it seem like slavery was an enjoyable experience.
It wasn't that bad. They took care of their. Yeah, I mean, come on now. They were being fed, and they were working, some rough hours, but they got through it.
Right. So we need to remind, and to be honest, some Black people need to be reminded of the strength of our ancestors, especially as people say, "I ain't like my ancestors." You ain't built like it. I ain't built like it, because I damn near died in the slave castles in goddamn Ghana. Chad, I was like, am I dying right
now? The spirit was coming out of you. You were going through it.
Chad, I ain't built like that. I'm telling you right now, people give me, oh, Reecie, you so brave. I'm not built like my ancestors. Thank God I ain't got to be. So yes, let's make sure that people understand what. And it's a fiction, but it's historical fiction. It's not like you said, it's not fantasy. It's rooted. Exactly. It's a retelling of real people and experiences, but just rounded out in a more full way. And so this book, I already know it's going to be a hit. The numbers say it's going to be a hit, and we know that Urban View, I can't emphasize this enough, is the community that forces the New York Times and all of these other people to take note. And you're gonna get out there and maybe you'll do the View, or I know you're gonna do the big circuit, but Urban View has built the success that we're already claiming, that we already know this book is gonna have. And then everybody else is gonna find out, oh, okay, this is like, hey, this is the New York Times bestseller. Okay, that's why he's a bestseller. So it starts here.
Yeah. One of the early reviews said this kind of touched me. It said, "This book is tough. I couldn't put it down. I wouldn't let myself read other things until I was done." And they quoted a line from the book, from my girl Josephine, in the book. "This house was built on our blood. Tonight it burns with yours." Wait till you see Miss Joseph here. Read Miss Josephine in the book. Josephine is not a game. That was Alexa's favorite character. All right, let's go to some calls here. We going all over the place. The upper room. Someone please clip when Clay said this is a sequel just now. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll work on a clip, y'all. We'll work on a clip. Let's go over to Eric, brother. Eric from New York. What's up, Eric?
Yo, Reecie and Clay, what's going on?
Hi.
Doing good, brother. How are you? I hear that New York. Are you born and raised in New York? I hear the accent.
Ah, that's funny. I'm actually from the Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
I hear the Bay Area a little bit.
Okay,
I hear the Bay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, word. I wasn't gonna call, but Reecie, when you let that old lady have it, you said, you old hateful old ass bitch. I'm sorry. Listen, y'all are the bomb. I just want to call and give you your flowers. Clay, I'm going to pre-order your book, man. And I just wanted to call and tell you guys you're awesome.
Oh,
Thank
thank you,
you.
brother. So nice, so kind. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's go over to where are we? Let's go. I'm gonna say your name wrong. Saria from Maryland. Saria.
Yeah, you got it right.
Oh, thank you. First
How
time
you
calling. Doing good.
Yeah. Well, first thing, I'm going to see you guys in Maryland because I have to hear about your tickets. So I'm one of the last people to get some of your tickets.
Oh, nice.
First thing I wanted to talk about is that white on white violence. First thing is close to 90%, and it's been like that since Plymouth Rock, and we all know that. But the part of the problem is that we don't have message discipline like they have. They have good sourcing. And what we have on the left, or what we would say even in the Black community, we really just don't have a concerted funding, which you guys talked about on the air in the last few minutes. And so the thing about it, what we have to do, we have to actually, when we say organize, we actually have to really organize. We have to stop tearing down our funding sources. What we do is we tear down our donors. So if we don't like something that they do, whoever it is, first thing we do, we got to cancel them. We can't cancel everybody who's funding something. Charlie Kirk was funded. Erica Kirk was funded by Donald Trump. Just about J.D. Vance was funded by Peter Thiel.
That's
so every
right.
person in their movement is funded. But we tear down every one of our donors. And let's just take out the left or the right. Let's just talk about Black. Every person that supports Black empowerment, we tear down because we get very diverted because we don't understand. We got to focus on the policy that supports us, and we got to not be diverted so easily. So we need very much message discipline and understanding what that means. So, for instance, just something.
Well, we have other calls that I want to get to, but I do want to add to your point. I agree with you, but then it would require people who are the politicians who want the proper messaging to go on other outlets as well.
Well,
and when they're running for office and before re-election. So it's not just MSNBC, it's not just CNN. There are so many, amazing up and coming people that you could really uplift them and support them just by going on their show more than once a year, but once a month, once or twice a month, right? That would really, really help because then that'll drive an audience there as well. As somebody who did entertainment media many lifetimes ago, that's how you would build your site or build your platform. When you got a Beyonce interview, I know she doesn't do interviews anymore, but when you got a big interview, that's how you build. So Democrats, if you're out there listening, the ones who are elected officials, y'all need to come on a variety of shows. And Jasmine Crockett gets it. She totally gets it.
And Governor Westmore.
Governor Westmore gets it, absolutely. Yeah. But other ones, they don't support. So it's hard to what you said is accurate, of course, but the investment from the people who want to spread the message.
But it's also not just coming to talk. It's also about spending ad dollars. And this is something that Roland, is very adamant about, the amount of money that they spend on Black media is really peanuts. So then how does Black media grow if they don't get the ad funding? We don't get the ad funding and things like that, so then that forces us to have to divert more of our energy to other ventures as opposed to, the right. All they got to do is this, they gig, they come on with the microphone and boom, they done. They ain't got no other worries, so I definitely feel like don't just come and talk, like make sure you are saying, okay, this show, that show, this, they need to get money because they're talking about putting money into influencers, which I ain't mad at that. Be very clear. Everybody, there's enough money for everybody to eat. but I don't really hear them still talking about putting money into Black channels like
Yeah.
Urban View, like Black Star Network, like, you know, even Black outlets like The Root and The Grill and things like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do one more call, then we'll head to a break. Let's go to Jeff from Arkansas. First time caller. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Larry Daniel Favors?
hey.
What's up, Jeff, brother?
Hey, hey, Clay, first time caller. I just wanted to let you know I appreciate the show. I love the things that you say.
Thank you.
I think I really vibe with that. I'm not your typical Arkansan, obviously, but the thing I wanted to talk about was what you were talking about with gun violence before. I'm a combat veteran. I'm originally from Georgia. I grew up in the South. You know,
Thank
I
you for
remember
your service.
I remember the Klan marching in our parades, that sort of stuff, and I'm really angry at where we are as a nation and racially. But that's why I appreciate your voice and being able to get out there and say things that really matter to people. But in terms of the gun violence, I think it's something that the I hate to say the system, but the American system is set up to keep us divided. And until we realize that we're just being played one against the other, it's meant for us to not have good solutions.
Mm-hmm.
There are good solutions out there that are just not being done because that's
Absolutely.
it's easier to say thoughts and prayers are with you rather than, you know, years ago they started a plan to start state by state introducing liability insurance for guns.
Yep.
As a way, because that is something that is just like cars. Cars are violent and kill people, but there's responsibility. We have court systems that mandate liability. And if we started mandating liability about guns, then we would have something that actually did something. You know,
that is
Grandpa
amazing.
has
We have to go to a
his...
break soon, Jeff, but that I agree with you, brother. Final comment. I've long said that. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, Clay.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for calling in. You know, when our combat veterans call in, Reecie, they always get it.
Yeah.
They've managed weapons of war.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever had a combat veteran call in and say, "Yeah, give civilians access to these guns." Oh no, I don't think I've had a combat veteran say that. They obviously get it. They've seen that firsthand.
Yeah.
And you know, combat veterans, they don't want to use their guns unless they have to.
Yeah.
Right. And it makes our police officers less safe, you know, but it's the truth. They don't want to fix.
Yeah.
Because a fix would be too easy.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I would add to what he said is not just that this country is set up to keep us divided, but the world, our adversaries have figured out that the division within our country weakens us. And so they have exploited it as well. And that goes back again to the structural reasons behind why people have so much disillusionment, why there's so much grievance, why there's so much division, because there's money being invested internationally in weakening and undermining us as a country and as a people.
Yeah. No, it's real talk. That's where we are. Okay, listen, we have to go to a break. We're going to come back, but we have to go off YouTube. Reecie, you want to talk to the folks on YouTube for a minute before we head out?
Yes.
Okay, I'll talk to the folks for a minute. Let them know about Beyond the Mic and guests in case they're just tuning in. And this is my girl, Reecie Colbert. My name is Clay Kane, Sirius XM Urban View, channel 126. Be right back.
You're listening to The Clay Kane Show.
Hey, y'all. Jules forever. Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen you in forever. How y'all doing? Let's see. Yes, Beyond the Mic in Houston, October 11th is coming up. Come hang out with us. Look, this is not a save the world type of thing. This is a get together, kiki, have fun, wrap it up a little bit. Let's do it. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Houston again. All right. Monique says, what happens to the dollars or funds when the convicted felons withholds it? That's a good question. I mean, that people don't get it. And then there has been a lot of court wins for people who are trying to get the funds that they've withheld. But I don't know how much this administration is actually adhering to it. Carla says, did you see where they were protesting Kamala Harris and said nothing to Velveeta Voldemort? I do not understand why in the actual fuck anybody would be protesting Kamala Harris's book tour for Palestine. She lost. What can she do? She out there selling books. She ain't out there. She ain't got the nuclear code. She ain't sitting up there giving money to nobody. Wrong energy. Wrong energy. But they're going to get the headlines. And the thing about it is, a lot of these people that they're so big and badass, they want to protest Barack Obama and Kamala Harris. They ain't really got that energy for these Republicans because they know how the Republicans get down. So they scared. But if you're going to be effective, you got to look, get your, if you want to be about that life, be about that life. Is there a way we can unite the culture and the community? I don't know. I hope so. Let me see. Protesters are getting paid. That's true. Love you and Claire ATL. Hi. Fake outrage. I know. So crazy. Let me see. Am I missing something? American politicians are broken because they care more about having a job instead of having a job. That's true. I do agree with that. Is there a possibility for dating thing to happen in DC as well? Okay, so we're going to test it out in Houston. But bye, y'all.